Radiant team ban.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to the AMDPL Premier League. Sorry, we're just trying to adjust some of the Cocaster volume options and stuff. Anyway, welcome back. It's a pleasure to be here. It's the first game, well, it's the first best of three of the evening. It's game 2 of this best of 3 set between Jet and Vici Gaming. And Vici Gaming currently find themselves at a 1-0 lead as far as this BO3 is concerned. I'm Baseskip, I'm here in association with Dota Talk. It's a pleasure to be casting for you guys this evening. And joining me for game 2 again will be Tux. Tux, how you doing? Let's check out that volume now that I've tweaked some things.
Oh, it should be better.
Yeah,
I
think that should be a little bit better for everybody.
5 seconds
Okay, good.
remaining.
So the last game, it was really intense, back and forth game. Some slight item mistakes by GET might have caused them to lose the game, but hey, they played a really good game. They made their strategy really work it out, and Vici Gaming, just probably their experience in the game against those kind of strategies, gave them the advantage. And what can I say? ZSMJ, best Chen VG.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, ZSMJ playing a fantastic Chen, and reminding us of the fact that he was playing Chen every 30 seconds with non-stop all are healed and you know whatnot. So ZSMJ definitely making his mark on that game, and I'm very interested to see if he's going to continue playing the support and see what else he's got up his sleeve. But Jolie team, again, I think I agree that there were a couple of things that that you could take away from them as far as their item selections were concerned, and a couple of the gameplay decisions were a little bit weird, like the Tiny Wisp relocating down towards the bottom racks when backdoor protection wasn't disabled, and that other relocate that went bot racks and the Wisp ended up dying, the Tiny lost the Aegis. And the Tiny lost his life as well. I think all really big turning points as far as that game was concerned. But Jolie team, for a team that I think a lot of people wouldn't have seen that much of so far, at least people on this stream, people who are tuning in to watch Vici Gaming primarily, I think a really good showing from them, and showing that the teams that qualified into the playoffs of this event, I think definitely deserve to be here.
Definitely. They're showing the pride, the skill that Indonesia can give us, and at this point I can say they made really great talents. Maybe TI4 qualifiers. Here we go, Jolie team 2014 TI4. Let's do this. Maybe
Road to TI4.
Yeah, I mean, at this game I can see them, like, if they don't split up as a lot of teams do until the next international, I can see them beating Chinese teams. I can really see them, but it takes a lot of dedication and not making stupid mistakes like she was on Queen of Pain. But they can do it. Well, it's all to them how they go for it. And we see the first bans and picks. So OD and Visage. OD, your favorite hero now.
I still maintain, and I think I will put my neck out on this one, that OD is going to be, and I guess I'll put this in my compendium as well, he's either going to be one of the most picked heroes or most banned heroes at TI3. I think he's going to reach Morphling / Naga Siren levels during the competition, and I'll probably be quoted on that, and I might end up being wrong, but my gut feeling at the moment is that I'm willing to make that call. But anyway, Vici Gaming, they're going to choose to ban out OD and Visage, and Lifestealer, Batrider going to do the bans for Jet, Vici Gaming picking up a Shadow Demon and an Alchemist, and Darkseer Nyx Assassin for Jet. The Wisp is still in the pool, and we'll see if Jet end up going for that again.
Well, the Wisp. Chinese never out position, as some Reddit may say, but what can I say is I commend Vici Gaming for their positioning, even though FY, the character player, he may have been picked off quite too many times, but overall they had great positioning over VG, over the Wisp Relicates, that they survived until late game, until the Relicates and Tiny Nukes were really irrelevant for them. And well, they just snowballed from that. Even that was like in the hill, towards the hill snowball. So basically, yeah. Now we'll see something different, something we haven't seen in the game yet. It's Shadow Demon and Alchemist. Alchemist, a hero that's a really strong carry, or if you want, you can play him as middle or even as a support. As a support, he melts the armor that enemy team has, and his stun is might be better than the magical stone. So I don't know. It's so open. How can you play an alchemist? You even can go and stack the ancients and do the ancients if you want. So versatile. And Shadow Demon, well, just a great support. He's a very good initiate. He can counter initiate. It may be something unusual, but he can go middle. Not that good, but he's in the middle. And Darkseer and Nyx Assassin. Darkseer, great offlaner, and Nyx, great support. As we see, Jet picking up Nyx again. Maybe they will make the same game plan as they had last game, and their Nyx was really good. Their Nyx was really, really good.
Yeah, he was.
He made so many plays. Well, not plays, but he made many possibilities happen. And their Nyx is really good. I really like them picking up the Nyx because, well, they're one of their stronger heroes from what I've seen.
Yeah, Jolly team, I think, playing the Nyx to great effect in the last game. Both teams taking a lot of time right now, digging into their reserve time a little bit. So far, we've got the Nature's Prophet is one of the bans for Vici. So I think maybe they're feeling confident that the Nature's Prophet was one of the pillars of the Jolie team lineup last game, and so maybe banning at the Prophet will make them a little bit more hesitant about taking the Wisp again. Again, Wisp Shiny Ball is still in the pool. So an option for either side, honestly, right now. Vici, there's no clear indications whatsoever of where they're going to be running this Alchemist. Like you mentioned, I mean, Alchemist is pretty flexible, and Shadow Demon, as you said, is potentially a mid. I think Vici were actually the first ones that were, at least in recent memory, have been running the Shadow Demon as a bit of a mid hero. I don't know how, if they've been doing it in super serious matches or things like that. And again, one of those things that I've been saying is that I really think Shadow Demon, when he was first implemented as a hero, that the intention was for him to be a solo mid, but his support toolkit is perhaps a little bit too good. And given that we've got the Enchantress now, I think we're probably going to see some Shadow Demon Enchantress roams. I'm interested to see that it's going to be Shadow Demon Enchantress, because normally the way that, at least in my mind, it works, it's Shadow Demon works really well with Chen, and Enchantress works a bit better with Rubik. So Shadow Demon, you can get a big multiplier on the Chen nuke early on, but not so much the same story for the Enchantress, and the ganking combo can actually end up a little bit light in terms of damage unless they have somebody else backing them up. But that's just me.
Well, maybe ZSMJ is like, hey, I'm tired of supporting. Give me something that I can support with and deal damage.
Yeah,
Enchantress, there you go.
But this time I don't want to be Chen. This time I want to build a Midas and an Aghanim Scepter and right click everybody to death.
Mask of Madness, yeah. And Helena bursts. She can burst down everything. She can burst anything down. So we have our supports and offlane for GET. So they'll need a middle and a offlane. Now the offlaners are quite banned. Batrider, Clockwork, and the Furion, they're banned. So oh wait, what am I talking? They already have a Darkseer for offlane. They need a middle and a carry.
Yeah, mid and carry, and Vici looking for. I mean, it could be the Alchemist heading towards mid. They could still pick up another farmer, and then also perhaps looking for their offlane. And there is still a Weaver in the pool. The list of offlaners at the moment is kind of short.
Narrow.
And I mean, people are trying to run other. People are realizing that and trying to run other heroes in their 3 position. I mean, we've seen some Jungle Beastmaster, we've seen some Ancient Beastmaster, we've seen some Navi running some Ancient Windrunner, things like that. So yeah, the offline heroes not frequently picked up early, aside from maybe Darkseer Nature's Prophet, but still very important as far as the draft is concerned. And yeah, Vici going to snag themselves the Weaver here. And given that that's going to be the case, I don't know if I would even mind seeing something like a mid-alch at the moment. They could go really greedy, they could go Tricor. We'll have to see.
They can do that, they definitely can do that, but they're looking for some gankage. And Weaver as a ganking hero may not provide much, but it's really great pickup against heroes like Darkseer or Lina, because when you're Sakuchi, you can evade everything they throw at you. So you're basically this little rascal, the little mouse that you want to trap, but you can't. So he's gonna be so aggressive with Weaver that, well, enemy heroes will basically run circles around him. It may attract what's the word I'm looking for? Well, basically he's gonna attract all the attention from his teammates. And if they choose to ignore the Weaver, he's gonna get so much farm. He's gonna carry everyone. We have seen Desolator pickups on Weaver. He can pick up a Desolator, he can pick up a Medallion. And Dragon Knight armor? Oof, there's no armor. So basically, a Weaver is a really great carry, and he can also be a really great offlaner. He may not be the most tankiest one, he's actually really squishy, but he can provide so much if left unattended, with an Alchemist as well. So basically, you have to choose, are you ganking the Alchemist, or are you ganking a Weaver? Because at this point, Darkseer is not really a pick-off hero. It's more of a Nyx Assassin and a Lena's kind of thing. Well, in Darkseer. But you cannot gank both of them. And you have a Beastmaster now, who will basically counter-gank if you choose to gank them. So we will see a Weaver who's gonna go offlane and an Alchemist primary carry. So basically, choose one. You have to choose one. Who are you gonna ship
who are you going to let get farm, of course? And I feel like Joe Elite team, they might want to look for an aggressive tri-lane against the Alchemist to put pressure on him, but Darkseer, the 1v1 against the Weaver, isn't great for him. So we'll see how it ends up working out. I mean, Alchemist not bad to put pressure on, but if you get caught out of position, Disruption, Concoction, Enchantress makes her way into the lane, then things get pretty ugly pretty quickly. And Vici, if they expect that Joe Elite team are going to run an aggressive tri lane, they could send Weaver top. They could send whoa, okay, Joe Elite team. Lycanthrope. I was thinking that it was maybe going to be Gyrocopter, but just with the Darkseer pickup, but. Looks like they're hoping to end this one with a lot of pushing and go pretty early game. I mean, fast mech up on the Darkseer and put pressure on the Alchemist before he can become too relevant. The problem with the Alchemist though is that he can just go tread Shadowblade if he really wants to, and gank with the Shadow Demon, gank with the Enchantress. And Vici Gaming, they've got good late game as well, but their carries are flexible enough in their builds that they can see this, Lycan pick from Jet and say, okay, we can still have a plan to defend and to counter push. They don't have that much great spam to wipe out waves and things. They've got Acid Spray, they've got Axes, and they've got Poison, which are good, but not, they're not March of the Machines, they're not Illuminate, things like that. And actually, Tutu going to be setting up shop at the bottom lane right now. So it's going to be offlane Beastmaster looking for the Ancients. And yeah, Vici just going to go for a defensive tri-lane. But before we get too much further, guys, this is the AMD Digital Premier League. This is round 1. This is game 2 of a best-of-3 set between Jet and Vici Gaming. And over on the side of Vici, we're going to have FY playing the Alchemist. So this looks like this roster change, this position change is now more or less permanent, with FY playing the carry and ZSMJ being on the support. Speaking of ZSMJ, he's going to be on the Enchantress, so taking the jungle hero again this game. Fenrir is going to be on the Shadow Demon. We've got Tutu on the Beastmaster, and that's going to leave AZ or CTY to play the Weaver. And Tux, what have we got going on the side of Jet?
Well, we have the Witch, Lena, Minerva. I think that's the name from Harry Potter, right? Well, basically
Minerva McGonagall, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, there you go. The Witch is playing Alina, Minerva. We have Darkseer is being played by Domination. Jet is being Nyx Assassin is being played by Legendary. DK is being played by Kiosh. And the Lycan, the Wolf, is being played by Dawn. So it's gonna be interesting what he's gonna do. Are they looking to push so early? I mean, they can. At level 6, the Dragon Knight gets his Giant Form, which will easily melt down the tower. Beastmaster.
Oh, he gets hit by the stun. Can they get the follow-up? No, they can't. Beastmaster a little bit too speedy with brown boots at level 1, so he's just running circles around them right now, and will throw the access to pick up a single creep. However, that means that he won't have access to try and stack his Ancients. I think he assumes that they've been blocked out. They actually haven't, but looks like Tutu just wants to be really active here. And is he going to be able to get back in to block the 1-minute spawn as well? He's trying for it. He gets stunned up. Minerva walks in. They get the follow-up stun. Legendary needs the best body block of his entire life. But Tutu is just going to switch over to the opposite direction. It looks like that's going to be it. One more stun attempted, but Tutu still just running circles, and Kiosh in some trouble as CTY comes in for a big dive on the Weaver. A couple more right clicks, gets the Gemini attack, and that is going to be your first blood. Domination makes his way out of the jungle to come and poke around, but needs to be careful. CTY says, "You can't fight me either," and just pushes him back there. So Vici, very early first blood, and the Weaver, not your typical mid hero against the Dragon Knight, but DK no points up in Dragon's Blood just yet, and Weaver really exploiting it at the moment.
That's not what you want. Your middle carry, your middle hero dying 1 minute in. That's definitely not what you want.
Yeah.
And the flame breath fire is probably why CY chose to dive him. Yeah, you're tanky, but you're not tanky when you don't have Dragon Blood. Even if you didn't have, if you had stun, CTY wouldn't have probably killed you. He would have gone and just farmed. But no, you go Breathfire, you choose to farm, and you just punish them.
Yeah.
Really great play by CTY.
And the one big problem, and the one big thing with this is if the Weaver shuts the Dragon Knight down, Dragon Knight is one of those heroes where he's so reliable that it's almost scary, right? It doesn't seem to matter really who he's against mid. The majority of the common mids can win the lane against him, can get great farm against him, but for the most part, Dragon Knight will still just be able to bottle crow and he will still get his farm. And last game we actually saw ZSMJ being really cute with the Satyr nuking down, the mid lane. That was a long time ago. It was an hour-long match, but we actually had the Satyr Tormentor there at the start. And now I've got the Satyr Mind Stealer to come and try and burn Kiosh's mana. So the non-stop Bottle Crow tactic won't be there for him either. And Dragon Knight, if he's not where you expect him to be, I mean, he was already going to have a tough time against all the minus armor that Vici are going to be stacking up. I mean, just AC on Alchemist, natural pick up the Acid Spray as well. Makes life difficult for Kiosh, but this tough start on middle lane might just be enough to cut the legs out from underneath the Joe Elite team push strat, because they need both the Dragon Knight and the Lycan to be threatening. So, is this it for Dragon Knight, or will he still be old reliable DK and still get some farm and still be relevant when it comes to mid game and pushing down towers? I mean, he's still getting levels, but not a heck of a lot else.
He's a DK. He's a DK. He's much like a Xiao King, except he's worse. I mean, he will get farmed. Breathfire is such a strong nuke. And he's ball crowing, so... I mean, he will get farmed. He won't have the best farm of his life. Toby reference. But, he can easily keep up with what they're throwing at him. He may not get level 6 fast or more farm, but he will get that. And when he does, pain is going to... Yeah.
I don't know how apt the comparison to Shadow Fiend is, but in terms of, he gets flash farm and he can, push down a tower and things like that. Obviously a lot less snowbally, but I guess similar in terms of how susceptible he is to ganks, no escape mechanism. So, yeah, Dragon Knight will get his levels, he'll get his farm, and the Dragon form is really all that they need to be able to get the Lycan pushes going. Dawn already has a Bassi up, and he is already going in really aggressively with it right now. It's turned on, he's pushing the creep wave straight into the tower, not missing too much, however. So just going to try and force the Beastmaster to be dealing with him. Meanwhile, ZSMJ, level 4, he's smoked up, he's making his way down towards the bottom lane. He's got a Hellbear as well. 2-2 makes his way down. Only level 1 access to try and counter push right now, and Jet fully committing to this. They spam the nukes down on the creep wave. They've got a couple of ranged creeps as well stacked up. ZSMJ gonna do what he can with the Hellbear to just go and clap things down, but without any additional support, they'll only be able to stall the tower push. Yeah, clap goes down into legendary, but I think that's going to be about it. But ZSMJ being a nuisance. Yeah, very early push, and Fenrir looks towards domination, but Fenrir actually mistimes the creeps a little bit there. So it looks like FY is going to end up stunning himself, running back away from the tower. And ZSMJ is still in the Radiant jungle. Now he's looking towards Kiosh, who might be in some trouble. There's the slow, there's the nuke. CTY is he going to go for the dive. He's got the max rank Shikuchi, and that's another kill on the Dragon Knight mid. And yeah, Vici Gaming, things looking very good as they lock the DK out of the game. And how do you feel about the item build that FY is going for right now? Do you think he needs to go for just the Treads Shadowblade, or does he have a little bit more space given what they're doing to the Dragon Knight?
Radiant's middle tower
well, we
is
see
under
that
attack.
the Radiant team is gonna go push
Radiant
well, we see this.
structures are fortified.
And he's gonna go for Battle Fury with his Ring of Health.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah, he's got the ring.
he's looking for a quick way to farm. Enough farm to withstand the push that's gonna happen in the mid game. So I'm not sure I wouldn't have gotten a shout. Well, I'm not a pro as FY, but I would have go for Shao Blade just because if you counter them in the mid game, they don't really have that much of a late game. Meanwhile, the VG team, they can go to late game as well as Jet, and they can even beat them in the late game. So We'll see, we'll
Dire's
see.
bottom
Maybe,
tower is under attack.
maybe a Valkyrie is for the best. I mean, he's gonna farm so fast that but he'll get 3k gold in like 5 minutes for the Valkyrie. So that may not hurt them that much, but he needs to get in the game as fast as possible. And Beast
Dive on
Master
domination
actually
top
denies
lane.
the bottom tower.
Yeah. Oh wow. So deny on the bottom tower by Beastmaster. Did you use the boar for that? Because I was actually watching domination die on top lane.
I'm not sure. I saw him walking back, so I assume that's his hero, but almost nothing is going towards Jet's way. I mean, they're pushing, but the tower gets nice, so that's less gold. And there's a stun, which misses. Lycanthrope likes to push, and he will push, but he needs... I think it's too
Radiant's
early
top
to
tower
push.
is under attack.
If you're gonna push down the bottom lane, then you won't have enough space to farm. You'll just give space to farm for the Beastmaster. Basically,
Radiant's
yeah, you
top
push
tower
down
is
to tier
under
1. If
attack.
you're
Oh, this
trading tier 2,
It's gonna get bad. A little bit of engagement about to break out. Dawn gonna focus on the Beetle Fenrir's here, as is ZSMJ. He's got the nuke. Well, the creep actually ends up being brought down. Lycan chasing after the winner, and she pops off the spirit. She's still alive. The hits, not enough. Disruption from Fenrir. Only 1 for nothing so far. The Wolves are going to keep on chasing out. And it's actually another kill for CTY as he finds the Lina. Well, actually, no, that was a kill a little while ago. But yeah, picks up the kill on the Lina. That's going to end up being it. But Vici, even more important than getting that kill, they intercepted the push that was making its way towards middle lane. Because Jet, like you said, I feel like the push is perhaps a little bit too early. They're already giving away their safe lane farm. And looks like they're also going to be giving away their safe lane tower to boot as ZSMJ makes his way down. So, yeah, as you said, Jet, nothing really going their way. And normally Lycan relies on having a big gold lead, you know, by bringing down towers and having that ahead of his opponents. And it's not really the case at the moment. Vici trading more than evenly. They've got 2 towers and they've denied 1. So the advantage is definitely in their hands right now.
So there's gonna be a push middle lane, and with the Poison Dragon, the tower shouldn't be falling down since VG they don't have actually teleport scrolls, or they don't want to use it because they want to gank them. Well, the middle tower is gonna fall, so it's not any contestant, but there's gonna be a team fight now.
Yeah, team fight about to break out. 2-2's already level 6. He's got the roar ready. They drop it onto Legendary. Comes the focus fire from CTY. Stun threatened from Nova. Doesn't connect on anything. CTY dodging out of the way. Gets hit by the Carapace stun. Legendary still alive. Dropping low. Time lapse back. CTY still okay. Jet giving chase, but the Weaver, looks like they won't be able to get him here. And slow out onto the Lina. She's now in some trouble. A couple more right clicks. Nice surge from the Darks here. We'll be able to get her back to safety, and I think that should be it. Tower, well, I don't know what you want to call the overall trade there, but Vici, get a pick off and just keep applying pressure as the Alchemist farms. And this is the big deal about the way that the game is playing out. They're fighting and, you know, trading towers and everything 4v5 while the Alchemist just alchemists on top lane. And if Jet can't get to him in time, then he's going to single-handedly, you know, pretty much win the game. So there's a lot of pressure on Jet, not only to be evading the Enchantress and all the aggression from the Vici side, but also, you know, get to the Alchemist in time, you know, prevent him from getting into his jungle and bring down this tier 1. But it's the last tier 1 to take for them, so it's very obvious where they're going. And Vici can look to split push or just take a full 5-on-5 fight. They've got the experience and the gold lead right now pretty significantly.
Such a good observer ward placed by VG. This sentry wards just saw that they smoked up, and now look, they're baiting. They even have a sentry here. They are baiting them.
Yeah.
Oh man, great positioning.
And CTY is going to TP in a haste, so he can be there up at the fight anytime. 2-2 is going to get stunned up. I believe he bursted down. There isn't the Laguna Blade, but he will end up dropping. Jet now jumping in, and FY walks into the middle of this. He wanted the Lina. She will end up going down to the Acid Spray, 1 for 1. Now the Spirit's healing up to this MJ as he tries to run back. Dawn chasing after Fenrir. The fight moving back and forth. Domination brought down by the Impetus. And now FY looks like they've cut them off. And Dawn, he dropped out of the ultimate at just the wrong time. Will get stunned up. Kiosh gonna do one last Dragon Tail. Throws it onto the Weaver under the tower. But Vici Gaming, double kill for the Alchemist. I think they did end up losing... Well, they actually ended up losing Fenrir as well, with a Wolf getting the snipe back behind the tower. So not the worst trade, but Vici... Yeah. Were you watching that, or did you just see that at the end like I did?
I saw it in the end. I actually didn't actually see it, but that was funny. Well, yeah, back to what I was saying. The Observer Ward was played by ZSMJ once, That definitely saved them the
Radiant's
gank.
bottom
They
tower
knew that
is
they
under
were going
attack.
there. They saw them and they saw them smoking. So basically this war just gave them the positioning, the map awareness. Well, they, as I said, GET not going anything their way. They might get 1 or 2 kills, but no, there's nothing going their way. Even the Darks here, look, at minute 12, he's level 7, and he doesn't even have a mecha. I mean, that's really, really disappointing. And well, he started as a jungler. I mean, where's your farm, dude? I don't want to be criticizing, but
I mean, he does have
you
2
need-
deaths. He's been trying to participate, but I think I have to agree. And you said this, you know, a little while ago on the bottom lane, that maybe the push was too early. I mean, Jet, they got like level 6 in the Lycan, and they immediately started going for towers, but Vici, they defended the pushes, they denied the tower, they got the towers themselves, and they don't have those core pushing items up. I mean, yeah, there's no mech. I mean, there's not even a drum up on the Dragon Knight. Don does have himself a Vlad's. They have kind of opened up access to the Roshan pit a little bit, but Vici Gaming, by virtue of being on the dire side, do have the easier time defending that. And it looks like right now they're just settling back and farming in. Jet honestly looking a little bit lost. I mean, this kind of lineup, the plan is always push, 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 never stop. You know, win the game if you can before you ever stop pushing. But they end up trading kind of evenly in a full 5-on-5 on top, where they actually got the initiation. So I mean, they bursted down the Beastmaster before he used any of his abilities, and that has to give them pause. They have to be saying, well, something didn't go right there, and we're not actually that far ahead. And they're 100% right. They're behind in terms of experience and in terms of gold, which is really out of the ordinary for a push strat. Nice reactions from Dawn. Just gonna pop the ultimate on mid as Tutu walks out of the fog, but. And Jet looking for the counter initiation, still only out on the 1. Time lapse back from CTY. Nice defensive disruption from Venner. Will buy a little bit of time for Tutu, but he gets brought down, not even able to pop the roar there. So a good counter initiation from Jet. Will they find anything else? Demonic Purge out onto the lane. It looks like she's in some trouble, trying to drop some spells before she dies. But that ends up being it. Kiosh in trouble on top. Impetus damage. FY closing in as well. And one last chop. No, it's going to be the Urn Tick for ZSMJ to pick that one up. So Kiosh, I think he's getting a little bit greedy for farm after the tough time that he had mid, and will end up being brought down. So Vici with a very substantial lead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But yeah, Valkyrie on Alchemist is minute 13.
Radiant's top tower
Now he has
fallen.
2.2k gold after 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Remember when I said that Shadow Blade is gonna be in 5 minutes? I was wrong. It's gonna be in 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be even faster. So I mean, yeah, clearly just no reason to go for the Shadow Blade. Once you've got the Battle Fury, you can farm anything that pretty much absolutely anything that you want. They bring down the tier 1. Alchemist doesn't get the last hit, so we'll call that maybe a tiny misplay. And I'm just gonna keep pointing that out until carry players are, you know, getting like 90% tower last hits, because you really need to. It's a little bit of not free gold, but a little bit of extra gold that you can secure before you could justify it and say, oh, I missed it so the supports could get more gold, but now it's no longer the case. But things looking good for Vici and Jet. Okay, so the push strategy has kind of fallen apart at the seams. They move into a ganking plan right now, but it looks like Vici kind of have their number as far as that's concerned. So is this the right tactic, or should they just try and put try and get that push going again, maybe finish up 1 or 2 more items, and then look to bring down that tier 1 tower on top? So is it push or gank for a Jet?
You basically need to get your basic items, which is BKB for Lycan. That's gonna be a tough one. Mecha on the Darks here. He's really close, like 500 gold. Easy. You looking at that? We're looking at the bottom?
Yeah, I was.
AZ with double.
Yeah, CTY playing
Well,
it
basically he was
really nicely. And he ends up getting the tower anyway. Don really wanted that. Domination might be in a little bit of trouble. Time lapse on cooldown is going to get vacuumed back. Stun will connect. And CTY will end up being punished for his aggression there. I'm not quite sure why he thought he could bring the Darkseer down. But gets the tower. And this Weaver, I don't know if you've looked at his gold recently, but 4.2k up for him. So if he wants a Radiance, I mean, yeah, heck, if he wants a Radiance, he can have it. Like, I don't know if he'll go for it. He'll probably end up going for probably a Deso, or maybe finish up the drum, something like that, even a Lincoln's. But Radiance at 16 minutes into the game is crazy effective against, even just the Jet side. The supports will absolutely melt, and yeah, I'd like to see it from him, but we'll have to see. I mean, we had this discussion outside of the game. about how I think Radiance on Weaver is the next big is coming back as the next big thing. But anyway.
No, he bought BKB.
Okay, so just I guess CTY has been playing it super aggressively, and this means that he can do exactly that. So I'm wrong on all counts.
Going back to what I said about getting your basic items, Lycan is 3.2k gold already, so he's 700 away. He's 700 away from a BKB, so that's a really big pickup. Then we have the Darkship has already a mechanism, and well, DK is quite far from his BKB, but if you manage to get a BKB on him, then you can try and your death push can really be something. I mean, you can try to stun the Alchemist. We've seen this in previous games. DK is a really good initiator. The stun is really strong, the nuke is really strong, and his right clicks are big. Basically, as I said, even if you shut down a DK in the early game, his skill set can win in the late game, in the mid game. So yeah, they are doing what they should do now. That is, get other tier items that you need.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see a stun on the Domination on the bottom lane, and Domination just falls.
That's it for him. Down he goes. You're getting a little bit robotic, so well, hopefully it'll clear up. But seems like you might be lagging a bit. I would normally blame Skype or something like that, but given that we're on TeamSpeak and it's a dedicated server, could be me. But oh, we'll see. But yeah, Jet, they got the mech up, but they haven't been able to get the wheels back on the. Well, haven't been able to get back on the horse as far as the push is concerned. And Vici Gaming, they're going to move into their Shank pit. I don't know if you noticed, but Vici Gaming, I was going to commend Tutu on the fact that I think he was stacking up the Ancients for quite a bit here, but didn't end up clearing them himself. So he still farmed up a mech in a reasonable time, despite not taking the Ancient stack himself, and actually managed to put that one onto the Alchemist, who is now level 14 and a half, and is actually getting pretty close to whatever that next item is going to be, 4.2k up in the bank right now.
Dire's top tower is
Yeah,
under
that's
attack.
the 4 tower gold. That's basically what happened. So we will see a push happening in the top lane, which, okay, the BG is saying, okay, you can push our top lane, whatever.
Yeah, you can have the tier 1. It's 20 minutes into the game. We're gonna take your tier 2.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I
It's
mean,
Radiant's
the least
middle
useful
tower
tower
is
for
under
VG,
attack.
and the middle tower is quite more useful for Jet than the VG stuff.
yeah, and I mean, Jet are fast at pushing, and they can try and take this tier 2 on top as well, but Vici are already cresting the high ground, and still no fortification up. The Weaver Illusion is doing exactly what they need to do. The melee creep loaded up with the Ion Shell, doing his best to try and hold off the push, but no, Mech's gonna pop off. The creep's still alive. Domination walks in. He's level 11, but he's not quite up to the wall just yet. They will be able to nuke out and, you know, clear out the push, but Vici, without any investment really to that push whatsoever, they get half of the, more than half of the HP down from the tier 3, and Jet a pushing lineup on the back foot. Things not looking that great. 14k is the gold discrepancy, 10k the experience, and Jet, I mean, Vici setting up some very aggressive wards, keeping full tabs on all of the movements from Jet right now. So, I mean, Vici, I feel like they just finished up 1 or 2 more core items, and then they just looked to go for the, that game-ending push. I mean, they can definitely take down a set of racks in no time, and Alchemist now with the AC finish going to make that even easier.
Oh wow. Well, this game is a lot different from last game. Last game we saw VG getting the CS while Jet were getting the kills. Now we see VG getting the kills and the gold and the creep kills. So they're just playing really good. And where did courier die?
I don't know. Double tap your courier hotkey. What's your courier hotkey?
I bind it with C3, Control +2, but there's no courier.
Okay. Right yeah, I don't know where it is. You can check the inventory, but I don't know if you can actually find it.
Oh my god, it had AC.
Oh, he's gonna get stunned up here. Yeah, AC not on FY, but he's gonna chase into this fight anyway. Mech's gonna pop off, but it's not enough to save the lead. Now, Roar goes down to the Nyx Assassin. Dead before he can do absolutely anything there. Now, Vici gonna smoke up. They're looking for more pickups. Domination is walking in. He's got the Beetle up. He's got the Surge in a second, but FY is closing the gap with the stun. Is gonna lob it out. Domination, that is it for him. 3 dead for 1. They don't have the AC. And the Jet carries are just trying to push out the lanes, but Yeah, that, I mean, big pickup on the courier, but Vici turn its turret around and just pick up a bunch of kills anyway. And looks like FY just going to defend on top lane. Dawn needs to be pretty careful here. Yeah, there's more TPs making their way in as well. Who's following up? It's going to be the Shadow Demon. He's going to be forced to pop the ult right now. Hopefully not going to be forced to use the BKB. Yeah, that's going to be it.
Well, they killed the AC of Alchemist. Well, the courier. He won't have it for another minute and a half. But what we saw was he doesn't care about AC. He just right-clicks your supports and you're there. You go. Where did your supports go? Oh, all right, back to base. So Alchemist being the carry that was buffed like recently, not even recently, but a few months ago. Now he's really strong, and I gotta say, the acid spray buff was really great for Alchemist. I mean, you saw how the Lycan's armor HP actually dropped. It was just like a DOT, but much stronger than that. And now they're gonna push a tier 2 tower, and I mean, what are you gonna do to stop them? They have Aurora and Mech. They have Alchemist, who's fat as hell, and he's got Nagus. You can't stop that unless you have a glyph, and you stop that.
Yeah, they pop the fortification. They're gonna slow him down a little bit. Jet do have the double BKBs now up, unused just yet, so they've got that up their sleeve, at least as far as these fights are concerned. But I mean, CTY already another 4k gold up in the bank for him. So if he wants that first damage item, which I would suspect would be the Desolator, it shouldn't be too far away. And even though Jet will have the BKBs, I don't know if it'll be enough to survive just the plain old right click from Vici Gaming right now. They've still got these really aggressive wards down. Jet doing their best to get a little bit of farm going, and killing off the courier as well helped them wait out. I mean, helped them wait out the Aegis as well. So it looks like they might actually be able to, you know, just hold on until that Aegis is dropped off the Alchemist. They do have the Desolator picked up for the Weaver, 3k gold on the Alch, so if he wants to start working his way towards an Abyssal Blade, or if he wants to start working his way towards a Heart, then it's not going to be too long for him, especially with an Ancient stack to clear up. But, I mean, Jet, still an opportunity for them right now. Unfortunately, Vici Gaming still have this line of defense. Tier 2 is up in every lane, and Fortification. So even if Jet take, you know, a 5-0 team fight right at their doorstep, or a little bit further out, then there isn't really any guarantee that they can get Arax, despite how fast they can push, because Vici are just in great position as far as map control is concerned. But
well,
yeah,
the courier kill just delayed the inevitable. Not a big word for me to say. Inevitable. Yeah, he picks up an AC. Well, it's still in the courier. He's hesitant. Oh, he's gonna go a Bastion next time, so his attack speed is gonna be off the roof, and I think that the Lina is dead now. 4 hits. Just 4 hits and Lina's dead. Yeah, that was Desolate on the Weaver. 4 attacks, Lina dead.
Yeah, and CTY is on the hunt. I mean, Dawn has got the BKB, he's got a TP ready, but just needs to be careful, because the hits from Weaver definitely hurt right now. And Vici, they don't have the Aegis right now, but I don't know if they care. The death push starts on mid lane. They're going to bring down the tier 3. There's no fortification. And Jet, it doesn't get any easier if they give away 1 Rax. They have to try and take this fight. They're going to buy up. Well, they're going to buy up a 4-staff in the Darkseer. They're getting every little bit that they can for this next push. Fenrir just replacing those wards. They jump out. They set up onto Tutuk and they burst him down in time, so they might be able to wall drops. Nice defensive disruption. Domination. In some trouble. The right click from FY and CTY. Just too much. And now right clicks onto Dawn. They burst him down. They had the roar. The BKBs amounting to nothing. And Vici Gaming looking for more kills here. FY. Is he going to go all the way into the fountain? Yes, he is. He is going to get stunned up, and he might go down here. Ultra kill for him. Puts away the swords, drops the Chemical Rage, and will end up dropping. But Vici straight onto the racks. Desolator making very quick work of it. And Alchemist with a little bit of time on the sidelines. I think he could just buy back. Yeah, he could just buy back if he wanted to. But Vici firmly in control of this game. And Jet, that was the one team fight. They got initiation, and they had the wall, and they had double BKB. Didn't really end up mattering. Vici just charged straight in. FY, you know, swords akimbo, and CTY just, I mean, they melted Lycan in like 4 hits, and just no chance to lifesteal anything back. So I don't know. I think yeah, the inevitable is sort of the right way to put it now. Vici, I mean, for Jet, it doesn't get any easier once you're down a lane of racks, and despite how good their push is, pushing through Rex creeps and through tier 2s and through a fortification is starting to look like maybe it's a little bit too difficult for them. So.
Well, Alchemist bought back. He now has a heart.
Yes.
Full heart completed. That's disgusting. FY.
It's very fun.
You should have become. Yeah, I know. It looks like the swap with the roles have been really great for VG, and it's working out. Yeah, it may not be the team that is very known or is, well, that good as VG, as I want to say, but it's still great, and there's gonna be a fight in the middle lane.
Yeah, fight about to break out. FY channeling up the stun. He's looking for a target right now. Gonna end up stunning himself. For some reason in Dota 2, you can't actually dodge the concoction stun anymore with Chemical Rage, so I feel like that was changed. I don't want to put my neck out on this one again, but I think for some reason you can't dodge your own concoction. Domination gonna get force staffed back, so he's gonna be okay here. But Vici, in comes the push. They've got the heart up on the Alchemist. He has 3.2k health with his ultimate on, 2.5k without it. He's got the Alpha Wolf aura backing him up as well. And going back to that thought about ZSMJ, switching over to the more supportive role, his jungle play has been great. He's been, all around the map, setting up kills, and yeah, I think on the whole, it's working out pretty well. Jett, another attempt to try and take a team fight here. Let's see what they can do. But FY, 3.2k health of 23 armor Alchemist. Can they do anything to him? They're going to vacuum him back into the wall, and Gauch actually has a blink dagger. He's going to jump over the top. He looks towards Fenrir. He gets bursted down by the roar. They stun up FY, who doesn't care. He just throws the concoction down. Dawn, here comes the right click with Gunblade. Thrown out, but Minerva already calling the GG. That's going to be it. Dawn on the run, trying to escape. Radiant's courier going to go down. Some extra items for the fans. It looks like Vici Gaming, they're going to be taking this one 2-0.
What a convincing play by VG. I mean, they show that they're the stronger team at this point of time, and their strategy was really up to par, and they did what they wanted. I want to commend CTY on his superb play on the game, on the Weaver. He was everywhere, and he was killing everyone. That was a really great frame. Right. Well then. And congratulations to Vici Gaming.
Yeah, Vici Gaming, they're going to be advancing. We'll probably have a look at the bracket in between games, guys, because we've got another 2 best out of 3s coming up soon. We'll talk about who's going to be covering what and all of that. And another point about CTY, I really wanted to... I guess I really want to commend the strategy of putting the Weaver mid against the Dragon Knight. I mean, he had, again, a little bit of help from the jungle Enchantress, but worked out great, and, the old reliable Dragon Knight not looking quite so reliable in this game. A couple more kills going on, but again, GG has already been called. Guys, this is the AMD Dota 2 Premier League. We are in the playoff portion of this event, and this was round 1, Joe Elite Team versus Vici Gaming. Vici Gaming going to be taking it home 2-0 in this best out of 3. They'll advance to keep on playing in the playoffs, and it'll be Joe Elite Team going home. I've been here in association with Dota Talk. If you guys want to leave me any feedback as far as this cast was concerned, then you can drop me an email at baseskipdota@gmail.com. If you want to support me, then you can check out my Twitter, my Twitch, my Facebook, and my YouTube, all under the name of Baseskip. Remember to support Dota Talk, give them a follow here on the stream, it's very much appreciated. And joining me today for this best of 3 was Tux. It's been a pleasure to have him here, and I'm going to pass it over to him to, I guess, maybe he can do some shout-outs, he can maybe tell you guys where you can find him. And yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to hand it over to the Tux.
Yeah, well, I'm not that known, and I'm literally a nobody, but shout out to the Indonesians, man. Show that they can be up to par with their Dota skill, and who knows, maybe we'll see them in TI4. So this was AMD Premier League Season 2, and we hope you will tune in to the next games, which we will tell you later. So have fun, and be good in Dota, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, guys, so coming up in just a second, I'll bring up the bracket, we'll have a chat about what's going on, and I'll see you soon. Don't go too far.